Good morning. I think there's been enough talk, guys. It's time for the main event mixer. Everybody welcome in to the first official episode of the main event mixer here on the Main Event Wrestling Network. I, of course, am your host this evening, or not evening. It's not the evening. It's the morning, guys. I'm still waking up, obviously. Mr. OTM is here, and also the man I haven't seen in a while, now named the podcast son, Ian Garavalia. Ian, welcome back, my friend.
Good morning. I probably woke up about 10 minutes ago. The voice is a little hoarse right now, but I'm alive. I made it to the stream. Could not miss it for the world. I'm also joined by my dad, who's in the bottom right corner of me.
How you doing, podcast dad?
Hello, my son. It's great to see you on here. I am fantastic.
Good.
It is bright and early. You can see through my screen, my window. It's very bright in here. So I'm used to doing these at night, so I'll have to catch up as well.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. I have some natural light coming in. I think me and Ian haven't seen the sun here in Northwest Indiana in about a month. So it's nice that it's out today.
Yeah.
I guess Mr. Cincinnati's here too. I forgot about that. Hey, how's it going, man?
All right. Okay.
Sorry, the host of the Wrestling Junkies podcast. Do you want me to give you a big intro?
No, it's a co-host thing. It's more of an I'm Tim, he's Al. That's it. Yeah.
Nobody gets the reference. Get younger.
I don't. I just know that. I just know Taco, and that's about it.
All right. Okay. All right. No one's ever seen Home Improvement. Got it. Sure. Cool.
Nope.
That's the hill I'm dying on today. That's fine.
Have not. I definitely know Ian. There's no chance you've seen Home Improvement.
Not a shot. No.
Good morning, Dirk Vogus. Thanks for stopping by. Hey, we got some people here for the first ever main event mixer. So obviously a lot of shit went down this weekend. I'm assuming we all watched SmackDown, right?
We did.
All right, I'm going to go to the Wrestling Junkies here first, and whoever wants to go. The floor is basically open. So as we all know by now, Cody Rhodes came out on Friday Night SmackDown, said he does want to go after Roman's belt, but not at WrestleMania. The Rock's music hits. He comes out, stare down with him and Roman Reigns. So it looks, as of right now, that the direction they are headed in is The Rock versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. So, podcast dad, Mr. Cincinnati, how are we feeling about this? Obviously, nothing is set in stone, but I think the writing's on the wall.
This will be the most exciting thing the podcast dad does all weekend. Troops, floor is yours, buddy.
Oh man! So I on our show, and I commented on the mark as well, that I wanted Rock and Roman. Then I get Rock and Roman on Friday, and I feel some kind of way about it. I don't know if I want it anymore. I feel so bad.
Fickle!
For Cody.
No.
I feel so bad for Cody because you could just see it in his face like, man, like, is this really happening again? Eric and I have talked about finishing this story and what it actually means, and I have no idea what it means anymore. He says he wants the title, but he's not going to do it at Mania, so he basically won the Rumble for The Rock, which doesn't make any sense. I know there have been injuries that kind of derailed the plan, but they could have gotten to this a little bit better. But I am shocked at the backlash that they are getting online about all of this. Like,
It's still trending, by the way.
The most disliked video they've ever had. We want Cody. Like, everything about it almost feels like a WrestleMania 30 with Daniel Bryan. And I think we're going to change their plans. I think if this uproar keeps going, they're going to have to adjust and change their plans because people are going to revolt against this. Cody is scheduled for the next 2 SmackDowns, so we'll see kind of where this story is going. But they have to see that initial backlash and go, let's rethink this a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, not even just the backlash. There is a change.org petition that is circulating. Justice for Cody Rhodes. I mean, if you don't believe me, there it is. It exists. I came with receipts today. I mean, this is, and I will say that I watched this segment in full at probably about 2-3 in the morning on Friday night. And I was reduced to tears because, one, it's like we're getting a Rock WrestleMania build, but at the same time, it is at the expense of Cody Rhodes. And this is a guy that has been very clearly the face of the company for a very long time. He's the 2K cover. He's that guy that does everything for everybody, everywhere, everything all at once. But you can see when Rock embraces him, I mean, there's some words being exchanged. We'll never know what those were, but it does feel a lot like this was a power play here because, hey, I'm on the board of directors. I am now doing this. And, the conspiracy theories are out there, and your Meltzers and your, insert wrestling journalists here that have, input on why this is happening. I'm still okay with this. We will see, because there's the presser on Thursday. I'm intrigued to see kind of what's going to be built towards that. What I think a lot of people are forgetting is Rock and Roman never said a word to each other. So while Cody may say not at WrestleMania, we don't know if it's the case. And I'd also like to point out, as a wrestling fan, I don't enjoy that every 10 years I have to feel some type of way about a WrestleMania main event. All right. You already we already shoehorned Daniel Bryan in, and yes, we got the moment that we needed. However, Foresight should have said, hey, this guy's super over. Let's give him the WrestleMania story, much like they were doing with Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
All right, I'm
it's because he was a B-plus player. That's what they at least told us about 10 years ago in that story. But it's funny how it always involves some of these legends, part-timers. Like it was Batista back then. Now it's The Rock. But Ian, this is a match that we've talked about too on the podcast. It's a dream match. There's no denying it. Rock versus Roman puts butts in seats. Everybody wants to see it. And technically the story is older than Cody and Roman because they are actual family members. They planted the seeds in Young Rock and all that good stuff, but there's still the majority, I think, of the internet wrestling community seems to be backing Cody. Ian, where do you sit amongst the situation?
It's a hard situation to diffuse because no matter what, I still feel like it's 50-50 split, even though you see on Twitter Cody is trending. I mean, we all want to see Rock and Roman face each other at WrestleMania. I think that's pretty clear. Again, it just falls back onto Cody. I think he gets a short end of the stick just by happenstance. He didn't do anything wrong. CM Punk injury, that shuffles some players. And now all they're doing is trying to shuffle the pieces so they make the most money. And how do you do that is with Rock and Roman. It just happens that Cody's getting the short end of the stick, and his long story that he's been telling, it gets shafted. I mean, that's how it works. It's a cutthroat business.
I'll tell you this, and I think I tweeted this out on Friday because I wasn't watching live, but Cody Rhodes is my favorite superstar right now in professional wrestling. But in the same time, I get what they're doing with The Rock and Roman. I can't sit here and say that's stupid because it's not. No. It's a proven formula that has worked in past. The only thing, and it goes back to what Chris said earlier, is that why did Cody win the Rumble then? What was the purpose of that? And of course, we are still assuming that this is what's going to happen at WrestleMania. But then again, like you said, Eric, there's still 2 more SmackDowns that Cody's advertised for. So what if there's a twist in this?
I just want to say this real quick. Sorry, Eric.
No, you're good.
It's the fact with the Roman, the Royal Rumble, him winning the Royal Rumble. I think that makes me think CM Punk getting hurt and getting pulled from WrestleMania had the biggest change to it. They're not going to have him win the Royal Rumble if this was the case, that Rock was going to face Roman in the first place. I just wanted to get that up there. I think that's a big part of it.
And I'm just going to throw this out real quick. I'm just going to read a tweet here, and I made sure to screenshot this. Black Adam bombing. Young Rock being canceled after 4 seasons. The XFL being forced to do a merger to survive. The Rock's ego has been bruised and battered the past 5 years. I don't know if he can handle the wrestling fans rejecting him. WrestleMania is in Philly. Remember what happened the last time Rock and Roman were in Philly?
Yes.
Yeah. Booed out of the building.
Very confused, Rock.
Yeah.
I'm very confused right now with this whole main event situation.
Yeah. I get what they're doing. This is the money match. It doesn't need the title though. Like that's my biggest. It's always been my biggest gripe about it. Is this has the built-in storyline of hey, I am the head of the table right now. You are the old guard, and change it right. So it doesn't need the title, and that's where the whole thing with Cody just like he's gonna go after Seth. It looks like is that the title that's going to suffice of us, being happy that he finished the story with that title, or is it the title he's been chasing for the 2 years that he's been back? Like, that's what it is. Kinda. Like, I'm
it's a consolation prize.
Mm-hmm.
But even then, it's just, I feel like it's going to be flat because what is he going to main event night 1?
Probably,
because Rock Roman are going to main event night 2 if this is happening.
100%.
Right.
So even then, he's still not the main story going into Mania, where he should be the main story going into Mania. I wanted it, now I got it, and I'm just like, no, I don't want it.
So that means just Cody should go back to AEW, right? He's not getting what he wants.
Yeah, well, that's why I'm wearing the
Oh
hat.
God,
No.
you sound like every group chat that I've been in the last.
Don't put him on blast now.
I'm not naming names. I'm just saying that the people are talking and talking are the people, and they should touch grass. So yeah.
Let's
real quick, what I want to say.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Do you think? So the reports have been like The Rock has pushed for this, and he is a very strong member on the board. Do you think they are planning for more exits, and they're kind of giving The Rock more power? Because this is kind of what it feels like is, hey, there's some of the decision makers in there that probably won't be here long term when more of this stuff comes out. So let's give it to The Rock because we know he's clean part of it. Because this seems, if anything, seems like a huge power play from The Rock.
Oh, it 100% is. Yeah. And what was the tweet that you shared with us yesterday, Eric? Who's now in creative control? Gewurz?
Yeah, Brian Gewurz is back. I mean, he has always been. I mean, he's basically been Rock's creative whenever he's involved with WWE, especially on a full-time basis. At the height of the Attitude Era, he was head writer. Moved on to joined him at $7 and had he's got an EP credit on Young Rock and a few other projects, I think. So I mean, this is power play at its finest. I mean, while us as fans may not necessarily see all of the behind the scenes machinations that come with joining a board of directors, I think that it's safe to say that none of us thought, Rock has joined the board of TKO would turn into this.
Yep.
And especially this quickly.
Yeah, I think it's just a huge. I think Gags is frozen up there, by the way. Oh no, there he is. He's back. I just think it's just taking everybody by surprise in the fact that I think it's partially due to the fact that we were all expecting Roman to drop the title at Mania, especially with Cody, and now that's kind of like settling in. Like, you're not going to give the Cody or the title to Rock. It shouldn't happen. I mean, it could. I wouldn't be surprised, but it shouldn't happen.
I got a few comments here I want to pull up. Kyne's given us some thoughts. He said, Rock versus Roman is the greatest feud in modern day. It's hard to disagree with that, Kyne. He said, Cody Rhodes can wait. Oh, okay. All these fans are yapping. They can shut up and watch cinema and business do business. Seems like Mr. Cincinnati has some thoughts on that.
Yeah, no, I mean, there is no way that this is the greatest feud yet. They haven't said a word to each other. Yes, it's interesting to watch for sure. But we have not seen how this is going to play out. There is still a press conference that is likely going to further set the stage of this, which, I mean, this is given shades of
it's all right, he'll come back.
Michaels, and I'm not even gonna call Cody spoon-fed or anything like that. He's worked his ass off to get to where he is. He went away for 6 years, wrestled in front of next to no crowds in order to make a name for himself on the indies, build AEW, left AEW due to a personal issue, and then came back. So let's not go saying that he's been spoon-fed shit. Okay, we heard the promo with him and Paul Heyman last year of, my dad went to ECW to go make a name for himself again. This is a family that is used to doing hard work in order to get what they feel that they deserve in this business. So anybody that calls Cody spoon-fed, and this includes Kyne, I don't have grass outside, but I'll mail you some seeds if you want.
This guy.
Yeah, you can't call him spoon-fed because, I mean, when you really think about it, his entire career has led up to this storyline.
Yeah,
his entire life, his father. It's the story of the Dusty Rhodes going through hard times, and he's still going through those hard times. And as much as you want to say he's spoon-fed and has been handed these opportunities all throughout, he went through an entire career before AEW got absolutely turned down at AEW. His life got turned around, comes back to WWE, and gets into the story, which has really just been a replay of his entire career.
And I think that's why a lot of people are pissed off right now, is just because the Cody story has been 2 years going on now. And now he's getting that taken away from him, or at least postponed, I guess we should say. But I want to pull up this comment here from Dirk. He said, will this affect Elimination Chamber? This kind of plays into the tweet that I shared with you guys yesterday, and I want to give credit to this guy. It's a lengthy tweet, but hear me out. His name's BRGuest on Twitter, at BRGuestIG is his handle. And he came up with an interesting theory, and I'd like to hear what you guys think about this. So this is what he's got. They didn't announce anything tonight with the standoff with Rock and Roman. So what if there's a contract signing between Rock and Roman? Roman is cocky, signs it right away. Then The Rock signs it and says, you didn't read the contract, did you? Cody's music hits. Cody versus Roman at WrestleMania. The Rock is the special guest referee. Cody just pulls the ultimate swerve to make sure he gets a clean match at WrestleMania with no interference. Then we get The Rock versus Roman at SummerSlam. And they just brought back the guest referee match in 2K24, and the tagline for 2K24 is finish the story. Guys, that makes a lot of sense.
Jiu-jitsu bullshit, yeah.
What do you think?
Be nice.
I mean, yeah, that is more long-term storytelling than they have done in several years, and we give Triple H credit for being a student of the game, pun absolutely intended. I like it could happen. I am not going to go so far as to say, hey, they're building WrestleMania along with the video game to just, make this.
They've done it before.
It's almost too intelligent.
It was too intelligent. I mean, the fact that even Summer Rae has tweeted and is pissed about this story should tell you guys something. And I'm gonna kick this over to the On Mark guys. I got another tweet here that I want to get you guys input on. This is from It's Wrestle World. We can report that the move going forward is Rock versus Roman for the Universal Championship main event night 2 WrestleMania, while Cody Rhodes will now challenge Seth Rollins in the main event of night 1. We can also confirm reports from other sites that Cody winning the World Championship and going on to challenge either Rock or Roman for a unification match at SummerSlam is the current idea post WrestleMania. Cody Rhodes versus Seth Rollins is to be made official this Monday on Raw.
Why are we unifying the titles? Didn't we just split them up?
Yes.
Yeah.
This part.
I was going to say, so Seth's going to be I guess Cody too would be the only 2 champions of this new, it's not a new title, but yeah, I don't like that at all. I don't think they should be unified again. I like having, the titles are in such a good spot right now. Even your mid-card titles are at a high level, and you have 2 titles, which most of the time wrestling fans do not care about having 2 major titles. I mean, look at AEW. Their titles feel like cardboard.
They got at least 22, I think, over there.
Yeah.
I don't say that again about the mid-card title, so Eric can hear you in the back.
You know what?
What are you, a hater on the mid-card title?
Would you? No. Don't act all big and bold just because we're company today. Don't do that.
I'll call you out whenever I
don't do that. You know what?
U.S. title is big. The U.S. title. So as
no, it's not.
Shut up. As I want to get back to that question real quick about how it affects the chamber. I think it does. If we have Rock Roman, then they're locked up. If we have Cody and Seth, they're locked up. I think we'll get one for maybe the women's, like to challenge Rhea. We'll probably get a chamber for that. But we usually get a men's chamber.
Gunther.
Is that a United States champion? Gunther can't be there.
Oh, that's right. I keep forgetting.
So
this.
is it his dance partner is probably not going to be at WrestleMania. So does that turn into a number 1 contender for the IC title for an Elimination Chamber match? Because he does not have a clear partner for WrestleMania quite yet.
Well, yeah, because I mean, we all speculated it was going to be Brock Lesnar, and that's not going to happen. So, I'd like that, Chris.
You throw Bronson Reed in there because he's from Australia. You throw Grayson Waller in there. I would even throw Ludwig Kaiser in there just to make things interesting.
Yeah.
Like
So who would you guys pick right now at this moment for Gunther to wrestle at Mania?
Braun Breaker.
Chad
He
Gable.
made a statement. He made a statement at Royal Rumble.
Braun Breaker is a good shout. Chad Gable makes sense. It's just I feel like they haven't done enough with Chad Gable in recent weeks to heat him back up into that position.
And I would normally agree with you, but again, with this being in Elimination Chamber, it's not hard for somebody to get hot inside the chamber to buy them as a legit badass, much like you could with a guy of that caliber. I mean, I agree with you that the Alpha Academy run has taken a bit of a comedic turn to get Tozawa over. I think that's a larger play in order to get the cruiserweight division started again. Maxine Dupree, they're trying to get her up to speed with everybody else there. But, you know, again, anything can happen inside that chamber. I mean, even R-Truth once upon a time was inside the Elimination Chamber competing for a
Santino.
all that much to get somebody hot to be inside of those walls.
You know, my answer is, and this might be just wishful thinking, Big E. I think they're setting that up. I feel like there's tea leaves everywhere right now.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
It would be nice.
I will say I haven't been like glued to the television for Raw and SmackDown. Have the New Day just kind of been ghosted away a little bit?
No, they're still feuding
No,
with
they're there.
Imperium.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kofi just had an IC title match. I know you've been away because of some things, so it makes sense. We'll catch
his
you up.
awful new gear.
Would you stop it?
It's Grayson Waller.
He's allowed to switch it up.
I'm
all right?
looking it up.
I hate his new gear.
Just you know what? Okay.
It's not
fine.
great.
It's not great
And we
compared to
still didn't get
Kofi gear in the
Kofi spot.
past.
Yeah, Kofi's had some great gear. The New Day in general have had some great gear, but
No,
guys,
if in a perfect world, I would have Ilya win the chamber because we'll get to it a little bit later today. But I think Ilya's time in NXT is almost done. So
interesting. Yeah, there's a lot of history there too with Gunther and Ilya Dragunov, as we know in NXT UK. But boys, before we move on, is there any final thoughts you guys got about the Rock situation here?
Rock was even in control of the scene blocking on Friday. I mean, once he hits the ring, it's kind of that dance. Rock takes a step, Roman takes a step. It's kind of the follow my lead kid, and we'll get ourselves to this face-off shot that we got there. I'm excited, but I'm worried. I'm gonna leave it at that. Yeah,
that's kind of how I am. Go ahead, Chris. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I just want to see how they react to the negative backlash and see if they turn this into something positive.
Yeah. Most disliked video on YouTube of all of WWE's videos.
And
Nice.
I think that was a lot of just sudden reaction to everything. I don't think there is a lot of hate. I don't think, like I said, none of us here don't want to see Rock and Roman. I think it was just the hate because Cody is your number one babyface. Now, what do you do with him? Now, Seth just feels like a consolation prize. I do want to say, though, I've mentioned it before. You have the turning Cody heel. I know people don't want to see it because he is your biggest babyface, and everything is built up for it. But you have that option. If you want to keep Cody at the top of the food chain, turn him heel so he doesn't fall back into just another babyface who's trying to finish a story.
Oh, and Kine's back just on a different account just to talk about more of the spoon feeding, which we addressed earlier. So there's his comment there. Kine, we were already responding to you. You must have missed it. So
yeah, your grass seats are in the mail, bud.
yeah, you're gonna have to pay for some shipping fees because he's across the pond over there in the UK.
That's fine.
This guy's got money over here. I didn't know.
I'll overnight it. That's. I mean, yeah.
Hey, at the end of the day, like I said earlier, I'm not mad about it. I get it, but I do understand why there is an uproar. There's people defending Cody Rhodes. But at the end of the day, people, just let it play out. You don't know what direction they're headed. Sit back, relax, and just enjoy professional wrestling and stop your bitching on social media because yesterday was the worst Twitter day of all time. All of you are fickle.
I will say
Fickle.
the only thing that saved it was Drew McIntyre. What he's been doing he's a menace.
You guys want to hit a triceps today?
Boys.
Let's do triceps today.
Never skip tricep day.
That's what they say. That is what they say. So, I think about almost a half hour talking about Rock Roman will suffice. we got other things to talk about, boys, because this weekend was actually a pretty solid weekend for wrestling. And I know this news is going to make a couple of us very happy. Ian, I know you were watching live. We found out that after his loss to Eddie Kingston, Brian Keith is officially All Elite. How we feeling?
Dude, that was one of the moments, like, I will say right off the bat, Collision, this is my first time watching Collision live in quite some time, and I understand the hype now because it is a different atmosphere. The fans showed up, and they were loud. It felt fun, and then Brian Keith, when they made the announcement, I genuinely almost got brought to tears because, like, I understand how long this guy's been going at it on the indies, and he deserves it because him and Kingston, I texted it to you guys, gave a little spoiler. I said, this match slaps. Literally, they slapped the hell out of each other. Incredible stuff. Brian Keith has been delivering, even with every opportunity he's gotten, and the guy deserves it.
Eric, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, no, this is perfect. I mean, he's very much one of those guys that great work rate. I love the bounty hunter gimmick. Everything about his presentation is just phenomenal. And he's been one of those guys that has been brought in. He puts on his boots and ready to work any situation that you put him in. I think it was Final Battle, I think for me was kind of what put him on my radar as far as being part of that multi-man match for the television title. And, you know, even though he didn't walk out with the win, it's just kind of okay. All right. Yeah. You got a new fan in me at the very least. I mean, even though you didn't walk out with the title. And I mean, that's what wrestling is about, is being exposed to someone new and enjoying their work. And I mean, this is absolutely perfect for him. I'm happy. You know, we get, you know, there's a lot of the online, you know, tribalism in the IWC, but the fact that we can sit here and be happy for somebody getting a job that may not have existed had this company not existed, it's phenomenal. So kudos to him. I'm looking forward to seeing him on TV a lot more often.
Come on back now, Frozone.
Yeah.
You here? He is there.
There he is.
That's all right.
I'll
you know you're going to get it
take
every
over
time.
from my
Yeah,
co-host.
go ahead, podcast then.
All
Yeah. No, happy to see Brian Keith get a job. It's awesome. Like Eric said before he froze, it's great to have another company just that have those opportunities. What I will say is what I always say when AEW makes a signing is let's wait for the follow-up. The initial debut, the initial run is always fun, but it's that next step that we always see, you know, nothing
It's
happen.
dog shit. Just say it.
Yes, like hey Bandito. You know, that everybody was hyped when that happened.
Is he still employed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's been doing a lot of ROH stuff.
I haven't heard that name in like a year.
Exactly. That's kind of proves my point. And this is not me hating on AEW.
No.
Because again, I like that there is another space for people to get jobs. I think Brian Keith would fit perfectly in a Ring of Honor. I think that's what's going to happen with Brian Keith. I don't know if there's time for him in the bigger landscape of AEW, but like Ring of Honor is perfect for him. It would have been perfect for him back in the day. It would have been perfect for him now. So I think that's where we will see him. We may see him pop up on some Rampages, the occasional Collision, maybe a Dynamite here and there. I don't see a huge sustained push for him on, I'll call it the main roster of AEW, but like Ring of Honor, I think he'd kill it.
Well, with Brian Keith too, what I liked about his signing was it wasn't an automatic, oh, you guys want him signed? Okay, go and give him a contract. It was, let's test him out. Let's throw him against our top guys. Yeah, and he got the work in and got himself over just through wrestling, which that's what AEW is all about, really. And
very similar to Queen Amada too.
Yep.
Oh, that is so funny you brought up that name. I wanted to talk about her. I think she's been doing some fantastic stuff. She had a match on Collision. She's not winning, but she's another one of those people. I think she's already signed though, right? With AEW.
Yeah, she's signed.
Yes.
I think we need to get the ball rolling with some wins though with Queen Aminata.
Yeah.
That would be my only criticism of that.
Yeah, very much so.
Check out Honor Club.
Dude, what does that cost? $8 a month?
10.
I was talking to Eric before the show and how much money I'm just dishing out for podcasting. So I don't know if I can afford to do it for Ring of Honor. But no, I definitely thought we should talk about Brian Keith because obviously, like you guys said, earned it, been grinding for years. Now he's a part of a major company in All Elite Wrestling. But Another last thing that I wanted to touch on from AEW Collision was the main event. I know Ian tweeted about it, and it was a very entertaining one. You had Christian Cage, Nick Wayne, and Killswitch taking on Daniel Garcia and FTR. Daniel Garcia for the second consecutive week, Ian, getting another win here, and I would assume climbing the rankings to be potentially the next challenger to Christian Cage for that TNT title. Thoughts?
Yeah, I genuinely, like I said, I haven't been really super close with Collision. I tune in and I see Daniel Garcia with FTR, and I never thought I would want this pairing, but oh my God, they are they are a great mix of serious dudes, and they mesh well in the ring. When FTR started doing the dance, I was rolling on the floor laughing. But yeah, it was an incredible match, and it's cool to see guys like Christian Cage. Again, this is what AEW is doing well. You got guys like Christian Cage mixing with Daniel Garcia and his own faction. It's cool to see it. I'm skeptical. I don't think this is going to bring Daniel Garcia any title in the near future. I still think Copeland and Christian Cage, they're going to fight again, I'm sure. But yeah, it's a good, it's almost like a scouting match. And they went 30 minutes or something like that last night, 35 around there. It was a banger.
Chris, did you watch Collision last night or no?
No.
You guys can at least give me your thoughts on Daniel Garcia and how he's been presented recently.
Yeah, and this is something Eric and I have talked about multiple times on our podcast. I originally wanted him to join the BCC when that invitation was out there, because I think he's a great wrestler, and I think he could be something more serious. That didn't happen then, but like this seems to be kind of the push that they're looking for. Like if we remember, he was in the Continental Classic. That people tend to forget that because he didn't get many wins, but like they have something in him, and I think they want to see something happen, and this is the perfect opportunity to do it. Go against a veteran like Christian Cage and kind of see what they got. And I do like the pairing with FTR. I went back and watched Collision last week with the Cage match, and I thought that was an awesome match.
Yeah.
I have to go watch Collision this week. Sorry, we didn't have kids, so we went out on our rare date night, and pulling that up on the phone probably wasn't going to be the best.
Hopefully you're not as hungover as Mr. Cincinnati over here.
You know what? Why you gotta put a brother on blast, dude? What?
I never will be. I did mess up my
Sure, with that attitude.
Or maybe next time I should keep the pre-show conversations to the pre-show.
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's fine. I think that anybody looking at me has some idea that shit went kind of left last night.
What tequila were you drinking though? Because I sell alcohol for a living. I got to know if it's one of my products.
You know what he was drinking.
You know what I was drinking. There you go.
Yeah. In celebration, because fuck your fickle fans out there. Rock versus Roman, baby. Print the money. I just like seeing the world burn. That's all.
I mean, no, but look. I don't mean to relitigate this point again. Yeah, I said litigate. It's part of whatever. Look,
lawyer.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, I understand the desire to see Cody finish the story. Here's another tweet that I saw, and I don't have it word for word, but at the end of the day, are we going to remember Cody for what will likely be anywhere between 7 and 10 title runs over the next 10 years? Or will we remember this WrestleMania where it was Rock versus Roman? Like, which one are you going to think about at the end of the day when it's all said and done?
Rock
Cody is a future. Yeah, he's a future world champion. We know that. But are we going? How many people are going to think about the fact that he got shafted potentially out of this main event? And that's again the operative word there is potentially. Rock and Roman.
He froze.
So you know what?
I was going to have a rebuttal.
It's all yours. It's all yours.
I was just going to say, ask CM Punk fans how they feel when he got shafted out of his main event.
There's a lot of clips going around of CM Punk and how he worded things that just sometimes part-time.
And I don't disagree.
He went on to do the pipe bomb. He went on to have a 434-day title reign that, when I was much younger, couldn't wait to see end because my brother was annoying as shit about the fact. I mean, he loves the heels, and I get that, but give it time, let it cook, relax. Okay.
rebuttal.
A lot of rebuttaling going on.
Let's do it.
You point out, let it cook, give it time. That's the issue. It's been given time. It's been given a lot of time, and
2 years.
Again, that's where I think the hate comes from. Is we knew this was building up to it. All the signs pointed towards it, and they're getting a lot of backlash for it because they're going against their own guns and values and beliefs. And
well, that's the thing everybody was telling us at WrestleMania 39. Oh, Cody lost just so he could go win it at WrestleMania 40 and have the rematch. Now, as it seems, that's not going to happen. So, last thing with Cody and Roman and Rock, because I know that's a hot topic. I will ask you one question. You guys just answer it. One short answer. Ian, I'll go to you first. When does Cody finish the story? Or if he doesn't, let me know that he doesn't.
I don't think he doesn't. I don't think he builds up the steam. I think especially if his name doesn't get brought up until after WrestleMania with The Rock or with Roman, I think it doesn't build enough steam for him to win that title. I think they just keep it on Roman, honestly.
Wow.
And
So
I think he turns heel. I think that's the only way of saving this situation.
Ian hates Cody Rhodes, confirmed. All right, good to know. Mr. Cincinnati, when will Cody finish the story?
Selfishly, and I'll say this, if it's not at WrestleMania, because again, we don't know anything. Yes, he said those words, but not at WrestleMania. Those will probably be the four most impactful words that we will hear in wrestling all year at this point in time right now. If it's not WrestleMania, selfishly, SummerSlam, selfishly, hoping it's in Cleveland, selfishly hoping that we're all watching it.
What do you think, Chris?
I will answer your question when you can answer my question and tell me what the hell his story is.
The story is getting the title that the Rhodes family never won.
But not the opponent. I like that he pointed that. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, I'm not a guy that thinks that he has to beat Roman to finish the story.
Can I just point something out really quick? I'm sorry, this is comedic relief right now. So I went and bought Girl Scout cookies yesterday.
Samoa.
This is the flavor that
Yeah.
Acknowledge the Girl Scouts. Oh
right.
Man,
There's a reason the most popular cookie is Samoa's.
Oh, so good.
That's the head of the table, I guess we can say, of all the Girl Scout cookies.
So I will say, when does he finish the story? Probably after mid-September.
Damn it.
Oh, so he beats Hogan's record, you're saying?
Yes.
Well, it's not our show, so I don't have to reset the counter.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I know you don't say Terry.
No, I don't. I didn't say it. You didn't say it. No.
As long as we don't say it.
Yeah,
yes, I think he's gonna. If it is truly Rock Roman, I think Roman's gonna break the record because there's no point not to.
No.
If they're gonna,
At that point,
just gonna get past Mania again, like just go ahead and do it again. Just break it at this point. I don't care.
I mean, I will say this. I agree with you, Chris, because when you think of Dad, sorry, Dad.
Yeah, sorry.
Still trying to call you Dad.
Yeah, it's good things getting used to.
I love you guys.
Roman losing the title, especially after this long, I can't see him losing it other than at the biggest stage of them all. Seriously. If you want to draw the most eyes in on the title and at pay-per-view, it's at WrestleMania with that title, with a streak.
Yeah.
I mean, think of Undertaker. Did you think of Undertaker losing? I mean, I know it's a WrestleMania streak, but imagine he put up
that up again.
The streak at like SummerSlam. That doesn't mean as much.
It's now Roman that ended the streak, by the way. We're erasing Brock Lesnar from history.
Correct.
So acknowledge the Tribal Chief once again for ending the Undertaker streak. Congrats, Roman. Appreciate your service.
Should have worn your Acknowledge Me Daddy t-shirt, Chiefs.
Should have. Would have been perfect.
Well, we have to celebrate the 6-year anniversary of winning the Super Bowl.
All right, okay.
Throwing that out there.
Congratulations on winning something. I don't know what that's like.
It's all right. The guy that hasn't won anything is the only one that walked up. So
that's fair.
Well,
don't worry. Ian hasn't seen much either. He's a Bears fan.
Yeah,
you still have one. Still counts.
That's true.
I got one.
85 before he was born. About 15
AFC
years.
champions. Okay,
AFC champions.
I'm gonna
hold up division title banners now, like the Lions fans too.
Yeah, I might actually. Yeah, thank you. And it should be them. It should be them.
Now
you know what?
understand.
All right,
Now
Dolph
you
Ziggler.
understand.
It should have been me.
It should have been me.
It should have been him too. And oh yeah, thank you for the reminder. I gotta watch GCW.
Yeah,
later.
we got to watch Nemeth versus Cardona that happened last night on GCW for sure. But to answer my own question, I'm going to go with you, Eric. I'm going to say SummerSlam, and I think that's just a selfish answer. I don't really have fair reasonings behind it. But I do get your point, Ian, that it has to probably be at WrestleMania. I don't think there's a bigger stage to do it. Dirk said he enjoyed the podcast. Thank you. Talk to you on Thursday. Dirk, thanks for stopping by, man. Appreciate you. We'll see you on Thursday for OTM. But we're actually going to end this show with some NXT predictions tonight, guys. We got some more wrestling. We got some graps as Vengeance Day is going down at 7 p.m. Central. So let's just go through the card real quick. Ian, I know you don't watch much, but you're still going to give us some predictions. I'll start with Chris here, though. We got Dijak versus Joe Gacy. This was just set up, I believe, on Tuesday's NXT when Joe Gacy was thrown off a production truck. So what are you thinking for this one?
This is. Oh, I'm sorry.
I said Chris. I said Chris. Ian.
Okay, sorry.
Listen.
If my hold on. If my son would like to go first, he's allowed.
I was just gonna say Dijak. That was it.
Yeah, no. This is the one I'm most looking forward to tonight. I think these two are going to tear the house down. Dijak has had such a great run in NXT that I think people need to pay more attention to it. But I'm going to go Dijak on this one because I think they need somebody to heat up in case Ilya wins the title tonight.
That's fair.
God, I wish he hadn't given that additional context because I like Joe Gacy needs this one, at least in my estimation. When you look at 2023, there was the attempt at making Schism just this ultimate faction. GYV, they're off doing their thing. Ava's now the new general manager of NXT, and
Nepo baby.
Yeah. I wasn't gonna say it. Like just it's my time. I have the floor. Okay. Gacy's one of those guys that if you give him an opportunity as a single star, I think he's going to thrive. I mean, this has been a month or so build of just this character, which has been cool. We've seen the old school commentator jacket on him. He's entertaining as hell on the mic when you give him the opportunity to do it. No disqualification. I think that he's going to do something crazy tonight. I'm not sure what, but I mean, I'm feeling that CZW nostalgia of what he could do tonight in a no DQ match. He's also giving very early Mick Foley vibes of just like smiling after pain. So comparison. Yeah, I'm here to see what he does. I'm just going to give him time, let him cook. But I'm going to say
enough.
Gacy.
All right, we got one Dijak, one Gacy. Ian, I think you're going Dijak, correct?
Yes, I have no reasoning. I am just here to listen.
You're a big fan of Dijak, though. I would say, correct?
His name is T-Bar.
I will say I did watch when it was Dijak and Keith Lee. I do believe when they had a banger. I did watch that match.
Good time.
Yeah,
it's good times in NXT right there. I don't know, Chris. I really haven't enjoyed Dijak's NXT run. I kind of feel like he's just floating around, just jumping from one thing to another, hasn't really got an opportunity to run with any of the titles. But I agree with you. He should be in the title picture. He's a major player in NXT. Ian talked about the great matches that he's had. He's had plenty of other ones with different people. He can wrestle with anyone, but I feel like he needs to get back on track going towards one of those titles. And the only way to get there is have him defeat Joe Gacy. Joe Gacy's really a character-driven guy right now, so I think he doesn't really get hurt with a loss. So I'm going to go with Dijak to defeat Joe Gacy, which makes 3-1. So Mr. Cincinnati, big win. You can pick up. You know what? I am the NXT champion of OTM. I'm going to put my NXT championship on the line.
Ooh, okay.
I'm putting it on the line.
All right.
So you guys can become NXT champion.
I will make this statement right now. I ride with my dad. I will make every single decision based off of what you predict. We are going to be tag champs together.
I will save Ian for last then for everything. All right, mixed tag action. We got the fake OTM taking on the family. The real OTM is on the mark. We already know that we are greater than Out the Mud. Eric, the titles aren't on the line here, but we get to see Rizzo and Jada Parker go at it in mixed tag action, which is exciting at least.
Is it?
No.
I mean,
I wanted to be nice.
I am. I'm really not, and I like Jada Parker as a single star. I understand the logic of trying to incorporate her into OTM to offset Rizzo being included in the family. I didn't think that Rizzo needed to be included in the family to begin with, like that. So it's like this match is fine. Like
It's so cheesy. We lost a little bit again.
I'm probably gonna say the family. I'm just gonna leave it at that. I mean, OTM they because I think they had a tag team title shot already and then lost that. So now you're expecting me to believe that you're gonna win in 6-man or 6-person tag action. Nah, I'm good. Give me the family.
Chris, what you think?
OTM, it's more like IDC. I don't care. I don't care about this match at all. I'll give it to Out the Mud because I assume Jada Parker will pin whatever her name is, and that's how we'll continue this feud. This one I'm not like I don't care about this one. We talked about it on our show, and then I'll move on. But like, we need the NXT tag division back because right now it is in the mud, and I need it back.
They poached everyone.
I'm just.
Yeah.
Well, you got to start building new people. You got to start building new people.
100%.
And I'm not in the tag division right now, so I'll go.
I'm not either. I'm not into either of these teams. I think the family is cheesy as hell. I really don't think they're great wrestlers. They're just not for me. It's not my cup of tea. But I am going to go with OTM. Call it a homer pick just because we have the same abbreviation. But I just think that since the title's not on the line, it's a good excuse for OTM to get a win, and then maybe they'll get a title opportunity down the road at Stand and Deliver. There's not much other tag teams out there, so I guess they'll continue with this feud going forth if OTM wins. Podcast son, Ian, what do you think?
You said OTM, by the way, Dad?
Yes.
All right, I'm going OTM. By the way, did not know Anthony Rizzo was coming off the Yankees and is wrestling now. Credit to him. He could do it all.
Shout out to Anthony Rizzo, World Series champion and a member of OTM. You gotta love it. All right, we got four more matches here. This show's gonna go an hour. I hope you guys don't have anything going.
No, I'm ready. Let's do this.
Okay.
Oh,
Men's
man,
Dusty Classic final. This one's gonna be a good one. We got the War Dogs, Braun Breaker, and why am I totally blank? Oh, Baron Corbin. There we go. I found it, guys. Taking on the Trick Mello gang, Trick Williams and Carmelo Hayes. Podcast Dad, I'll let you go first.
Yeah, and this is kind of what we talked about with the last match, like the lack of tag teams. You have the Dusty Classic, and you have two teams of single stars thrown together in the final. So that's kind of annoying. But
it's poetic.
I will go the Big Dogs, the War Dogs, whatever they're called. I think we get another crack with the Trick Mello that we'll play in later tonight. So give me Braun and Baron. I am thoroughly enjoying Baron Corbin right now, so let's keep that going.
Mr. Cincinnati.
So I'm gonna go the opposite of my my counterpart here. You know what? Don't look at me in that tone of voice. All right? No,
You're going with the Trick Mello gang?
Because, well, again, remember last week when Trick came out on SmackDown? That crowd popped for him in ways that they probably you wouldn't think it. And yeah, granted, Miami, larger city, sure. Even with that grain of salt, Trick Williams is over. Trick Williams will be NXT champion. I think that they need to get this one. I'm glad that you do. Thank you.
Oh yeah, man.
He needs to get this tag team win here so that whatever story is going to be built towards Stand and Deliver with Trick and Mello has a little bit more merit, because it would only be poetic to have Trick win in tag team competition and then potentially walk away with the NXT championship to drive Mello batshit, which, I mean, really, when you think about it, Mello was in the Rumble. Trick wasn't. Mello is on his way to SmackDown, and yet he's still going to be jealous of his friend taking the NXT championship. That's the story right there. So, spoiler alert as far as my prediction for the title match later on in that night. So
that thought really confuses me, because I was dead set on the War Dogs here. I thought Braun Breaker, Baron Corbin, and I brought this up. I was on Steve's show. We did our predictions as well. that I could see Braun Breaker and Baron Corbin potentially being a thing on the main roster just as an introductory for Braun Breaker to the main roster.
Nobody
Granted,
wants nobody wants Baron on the main roster again.
Ooh.
I mean, he's doing great stuff. Right? I'm not a Baron Corbin fan, but I think he brings value similar to the Nia Jax in the women's division. I think there is a value there. That might ruffle some feathers, but I think Nia Jax is doing some good stuff right now.
Nia Jax is doing incredible stuff, and that hit hard with the Baron Corbin. Nobody wants him there. I will say he brings a shit ton of value to NXT just with the backstage stuff and helping out. But if this is your way of introducing Braun Breaker to the main roster through Baron Corbin, you bring Baron Corbin out first. Everyone's like, oh gosh, why is this guy out here? Bring out Braun Breaker with him as a formidable tag team.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But the thing is, Braun already got a certain somebody's creative for the Rumble. If you watch the Rumble performance, then you know the guy can go. You don't necessarily need a lone wolf or a constable or insert gimmick here.
Dumbass.
Happy.
Yeah.
We just named all of his gimmicks.
I think that's all of them.
I think we hit them all. My pick, though, I didn't give my pick, huh? Yeah, you kind of are persuading me because it makes a lot of sense for the jealousy factor to come into play. Yeah, I know. I really am going to fall for it. But it goes off what you were saying earlier, too, Chris, that Ilya Dragunov could make his way to the main roster immediately and face Gunther, and it makes sense. But I'm going to stick to my guns. I'm going to go with the War Dogs. Braun Breaker, Baron Corbin win the Men's Dusty Classic. Ian, what's your pick?
I'm going with the War Dogs, of course. But I just want to point out, I did talk about this at the Royal Rumble while watching it. They have a lot of dog gimmicks. Let's bring back the dirty dogs. Let's bring back the big dog. I mean, we got the pit bull now on the main roster.
Ivy now.
Shoot, there's a lot of dogs out there, so let's start the dog compound.
We got dogs.
So are we asking who let the dogs out?
The Baja Men. That's what they were, right? That's what their name was.
Yeah, that's their name. Yeah. You can see yourself.
Look at me without kids and making a dad joke. Thank you.
Good shit. All right, we got 3 more matches to get into. I'll go first on this one. North American title, Obafemi taking on Dragon Lee. I'm going to keep it short and sweet. I think Obafemi retains just because he recently won that title. Dragon Lee has already sort of established himself on the main roster. He had a match at Survivor Series against Santos that was really good. He's still kind of a part of that LWO feud versus Legato. So Oba retains, set up somebody else, maybe like a Dijak in the near future. So what do you think, Chris?
I will go Obafemi as well. Dragon Lee's already, probably both feet out the door. He just came back to help with the Wesley injury. So Obafemi.
Chris?
Yeah.
Or not Chris, sorry. Eric.
Same for same reasons. Yeah, I mean this is I think kind of that holdover, the Wesley injury, and they'll have somebody heated up, ready to go going into 2024 for him. But yeah, I mean this guy is sensational, quite frankly. Yeah, he's not losing that title anytime soon. I could see him being very much the Gunther of NXT. Give him that time to cook. He'll have great matches with just about anybody, I feel like. It's going to take a lot to dethrone him.
If they give this match time, this could be my match of the night pick for Vengeance Day. Because the clash of styles here could be very, very fun to watch. Ian, you going to go with your dad here?
I am. I'm going with my dad. I'm pretty sure the guy's very young, correct? Correct me if I'm wrong.
Obafemi is 22.
He's 22.
Wow.
25.
Okay.
And
He looks older than me.
He's
Are you
25.
sure about that?
His mom came out on Twitter and said, yes, he is 25. I will
God,
believe
you
his
spend
mom.
way too much time on Twitter.
Yeah. What are your sources? Oh, 25. Okay.
There you go.
Thank you. Don't
1
you
point.
me, son.
You guys are going to have to talk after the stream about this. All right, so it sounds like we're all going with Obafemi to retain. Let's go to the women's title as Lyra Valkyria is going to look to defend her title against Roxanne Perez. Obviously, this probably was going to be Cora Jade's spot. Cora Jade got injured, so insert Roxanne Perez. I believe with Roxanne being a part of the Rumble once again that she could be headed to the main roster again. But Mr. Cincinnati, I'll go to you first. What are you thinking for this one?
Yeah, I mean, I see no reason to take the title off of Lyra. This is Swan Song personified for Roxanne Perez. I mean, at this point, Prodigy is an understatement for what she can do in the ring and what she's been able to do for this NXT run. So I think that we are getting ready to see her move up to the main roster. Excuse me. Whether that will be at this point we're in February, so a 2-month kind of time off to refresh to bring her to the roster remains to be seen. But there's no reason to take the title off of Lyra right now. I mean, the fact that she took it off of Becky Lynch, who took it off of somebody who will be the future of the main roster women's division in Tiffany Stratton. This is great. I think the X factor here, and I can't believe I'm even going to say that this is going to be an X factor here, but Tatum Paxley, this entire storyline that we're seeing, this, and I'm not a fan of this story by any stretch of the imagination, but I do think that we will see Tatum Paxley have some involvement in this match. But I think Lyra overall will withstand all of that, and she gets the win.
Devin, the Tribal Chief, stopping by. What's up, fellas? Devin, appreciate you, man. Hope you're doing well. Chris, you agree with your co-host over there?
I do. I think
he never does.
No. I think Lyra will win the match. I think Tatum Paxley will be involved, but I think Lola Vice will cash in tonight.
Ooh, that's juicy. I like it.
All right, scandalous.
That throws a wrinkle into the future of Stand and Deliver. That would be something. Okay. Ian, you gonna go exactly with your dad here and go with the cash in too?
I saw the cash in. I saw the cash in coming as well. I think that's gonna happen. No, I will say I did watch Lyra Valkyria. I've seen her in the ring. She's very good, very, very talented, and I mean, so is Roxanne Perez. But I don't think she really needs any title at the moment. I think she's got plenty of time, as you guys were saying. And like you said, Eric, she is one of the definitions of a prodigy. I see her like a Nick Wayne over an AEW kind of thing. Yep. She could hide and get some part in some storylines, grow a little bit more. But future champ.
Wrestling has more than one prodigy. Because they call Nick Wayne the prodigy, don't they?
I can't wait.
And Billy Starks.
I cannot wait in 10 years when Ava Rain takes a WrestleMania moment.
Yikes.
No, not doing
well,
that.
We already lost
made him leave.
Yeah, he's like, fuck this shit, I'm out. I'm going to go with Lyra to retain as well. I do want to say that I'm enjoying the character work of Lyra Valkyria because I didn't know much about her before she got to NXT. And it seems like she's really starting to shine ever since she became champion. I was kind of skeptical when she defeated Becky Lynch, but I think she's proven worthy of that title. So I'm going to have her retain, and Roxanne can go on to do bigger and better things. So we got one more match here, and then we'll close it out. The main event, Ilya Dragunov, the champ, taking on Whoop That Trick Willie, getting double duty here tonight at Vengeance Day. Mr. Cincinnati, is now the time to pull the trigger and put it on Trick Williams.
Absolutely. I mean, if it wasn't decided before he made the save for Mello last week on SmackDown and seeing the pop that he got there, I mean, it's no coincidence that he gets that reaction. Backstage, they're now saying, oh, this is a guy that could main event WrestleMania down the line. Now is the time to do it. The way that this story has been told, and even on our show, there have been, at least for me, there have been a lot of comparisons to Shawn's return in 2002, the who put him through the glass window and all of that. It has taken us entirely too long to get to who attacked Trick, if they even come back to it at all, and they effing better. But now is the time to do it.
Yeah. Okay.
Charismatic as hell. Whoop that Trick. You can put it on t-shirts. You can, I mean, he's a marketable guy. Now is the time to do it. Ilya, and I'm a huge fan of Ilya. Give it time. He will be on the main roster. He's going to have a great career. I think everybody saw that in his matches with Gunther, that he can work. Now is the time to create a brand new star. If they don't, they're missing out, and they will probably regret it if they don't. So give me Trick tonight.
listen, man, I want what you're saying. I'm not going to predict it, though. I'm going with Ilya Dragunov to retain. I will be pleasantly surprised if Trick Williams does win the NXT title, because it makes a lot of sense for him to face Mello for that title at Stand and Deliver. And Devin is going with the Dragon, Ilya Dragunov, to retain as well. Podcast Dad, what are we feeling here?
Yeah, I'm going to go Trick Williams as well. I think we'll get Mello Trick at Stand and Deliver. I think that's finally the time to do that match where it has all the stakes in the world. And like, there's not a clear challenger for Ilya after this. Like, I feel like the storyline is kind of dictating what where the title needs to go. And it needs to go with the Trick Mello storyline. Trick finally gets that big win over Mello. Mello's off doing SmackDown. Ilya's off doing whatever he needs to be doing, and let Trick run NXT.
Yeah. Ian, you want to close us out?
Honestly, I do have something to add to this. That's not just yeah, like you guys were saying. I mean, you got Trick Williams, who caught fire, whether it's a song, whether it's a storyline, who knows, whether it's just his character work in general. The fans love him, and you might as well spark while how does that say?
Capitalize on the opportunity.
Strike
while
while
the iron's hot. That's it. Perfect. But yeah, I think you have a made star with Ilya already. I don't think him losing the title does anything wrong at all. He's done his part with NXT. I see his face all the time, and he looks like a bona fide champion. Bring him up to the main roster. You could put him with Gunther, and no one's going to complain. You could bring up how they've had the battles in NXT before, and I think Trick Williams will do a fantastic job holding that title.
Man, we've done a lot of booking in this episode. There's just a lot of potential matchups that we're setting up over here. I'm not saying they should be listening to us, but WWE, Papa H, Shawn Michaels, tune into the main event mixer, baby. That's where it's at.
Dwayne, if you're listening.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Dwayne seems to be calling the shots now, huh?
Yeah,
hey, don't forget, guys, to follow our podcast on social media. Ian and I are co-hosts for the On the Mark Wrestling podcast. We go live every Thursday. It kind of subject to change lately since Tucky just had a kid, but you can follow us at Pod on the Mark. Eric, you want to tell the listeners what you got coming up here for
just one kid? just one kid? I don't want to hear any excuses.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear any excuses.
First kid.
Yeah.
Okay, I had two.
He had two at once.
God. Strike while the iron's hot.
Go ahead, Eric.
Do your plugs.
Anyway, for those that are single and you know what?
Or frozen.
Don't look at me in that tone of voice. All right, no, I'm talking to you. Anyway, so we've got not one, not two, but 3 interviews that'll be dropping at the end of this upcoming week. Very, very excited for all of those. Great conversations are waiting to be had. We do have a piece of merch on the On the Mark podcast shop. That wall tapestry, get it, because we got a couple on the way for ourselves, and I'm gonna put it right in front of the big screen over here. So yeah, there you go. Thank you. Pleasant reminder. So we go live 4 days a week, and we've got interviews. We got Something Smart, which I also have to put out this week. Ruthless Aggression Era is what I'm told that I have to be quizzed on. Johnny Van Frank is a horse's ass. Troops, what you got?
That's all I got, man. Just be prepared for your next trivia, because it was dealer's choice, and Johnny was so gracefully just gave me the option to do it, and
he wrote a letter.
It's on Big Gold, so hope you've prepared on your Big Gold history.
I'm screwed. Yeah, anyway.
Can't wait to see how that transpires here this upcoming week. Ian, welcome back to podcasting. I know you took some time off. It really wasn't that long, but it's good to have you back. Hopefully you'll be joining us Thursday for OTM.
That's the plan.
All right, guys. First ever, I guess it's kind of the second, but it's the first official episode of the Main Event Mixer. It was a fun time. Thank you to everybody that checked us out live, and if you're watching on the replay, hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. We're trying to get our numbers up here at the network. A lot more of these to come. We're on the road to WrestleMania, so there's a lot of exciting things on the horizon. So thank you once again for tuning in. And we will talk.
Everyone, remember to acknowledge your Samoans, because they rule the wrestling industry.
Not a sponsor.
Yeah.
Not a sponsor, by the way.
I got the Kroger brand ones. Does that count?
Yeah, that's close.
No, it doesn't. We don't acknowledge Kroger Samoans. We only acknowledge real Samoans around here.
We don't have
And also, And also, fuck everybody that was on Twitter yesterday. You guys suck. See you next time.